Okay, good evening. We are back from vacation, so we're picking up again on the math videos.
And it's Halloween.
It's the Halloween video. Okay. So good evening. Welcome to Math for Kids number 31.
I think it's a Halloween Eve video.
Yeah. Okay, out of the way. Go stand over there.
Oh.
Okay, on a math test, you get 4 points for each correct answer, and -1 points for each wrong answer. If you answer all 15 questions on the test, and you get 35 points, how many questions did you answer correctly? Okay, do you understand the problem?
Yep.
Okay, tell me about the problem.
Well, we have a math test.
Yeah.
We get +4 points if we get one correct, and one point is subtracted if you get a wrong answer.
Yep.
And if we answer all 15 questions on the test and get 35 points, how many questions did you answer correctly?
Okay.
I have a good strategy for this.
Oh, you do?
Problems like this.
Oh, okay. Tell me about it. I'm actually excited to hear about it.
Well, first, let's see if you get all correct.
Oh, okay. Good idea. If you got all the questions correct, how many points did you get? All. Okay.
It's all correct. That's 4 times 15.
And 4 times 15 is?
60.
Dun, 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 60. Okay.
So let's do all minus 1.
All minus 1. What is all minus 1 equal to?
Well, we got, it's 4 times 14. It's 4 times 14, and then it's a -1.
Okay, so what's 4 times 14?
That's the first step.
That's the first step. 4 times
It's
14.
40 plus 16, which is 56.
56,
And then it's 56 minus 1,
which is
55.
55. Okay. So this was 15, right? This was 14, right?
I see something. They keep these two differ by 5.
Okay. Well, we should maybe check and see if that pattern continues. Okay. So what do you want to check next? All minus 2. Okay. So how are you going to figure it out for this one?
So do 4 times 13,
Okay. What is 4 times 13?
which is 40 plus 12, which is 52,
Okay.
minus 1. Because then you have to do that again. 51.
Okay. Why did you do -1?
Because it says if you get a wrong answer, that's -1 point.
Okay. So how many wrong answers did you have? If you got 13 right.
Well, it's going to be 40. 40 plus 12 is 52.
Yeah.
And then you minus 2.
You minus 2. So 52 minus 50. 52 minus 2 is
50.
50. Okay. And then back away a little from the camera. So this is 13, right? Okay. So we went 60, 55, 50. That's interesting. And this one we got 13 right.
Then it could be 45, 30, and then 35.
Okay. So how many do you think you're going to have right when you get down to 35?
So 12 you're going to have 45.
Okay. So if this pattern continues at 45 points would be 12, right?
And then 30 is going to, the points would be 11, right? 40, I mean.
40 would have 11, right? Okay.
And then 35 would have 10 right.
35 would be 10. So should we check that?
Yeah.
Okay. So for 10 right, how many points are you going to get?
40.
10 right, you get 40 points. And then what do you do next?
We have to subtract the wrong answers
Okay.
to -5.
40 minus 5, which is 35. Okay, so good job. Good job. That's a great problem-solving strategy. Okay. So you tried some simple cases. You looked for a pattern. You saw what would happen if that pattern continued, and then you checked.
If it did continue.
If it did continue. So okay, great job. Good job on that one. You ready for the next one?
Yep.
Do you have any questions on this one?
No.
Okay. Good job, honey. Alright, let me write the next one. Okay, here's the second problem for our Halloween edition. So you have a table of numbers, and it has 5 columns. Column A, B, C, D, and E. Okay? And they go down like that. And you start writing out numbers like a snake. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then you keep going, and you keep going forever. So where would 21 be? And how about 22? Okay. So here's the question. Where will the number 624 be? Which column?
Well, I don't think finding 6 would be and finding 24 would be and combining the two spots because that's really hard to do.
Yeah, well, where do you, so, okay. How do you think, how would you like to approach this one?
See if there's like any patterns in these.
See if there's any patterns.
In the
okay.
columns.
That could be interesting. Alright. See any patterns?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, yeah? What patterns do you see?
There's 1, 0, 1, 0.
Okay.
Or there's 2, 9, 2, 9.
Don't block the camera when you point to the pattern.
There's 3, 8, 3, 8.
Okay.
Or 7, 4, 7.
Alright.
5, 6, 5, 6.
Very
So
interesting.
if this pattern continues, well, we already said this is 21, 22. Which continues 23 there. The pattern holds.
Okay, so if that pattern holds, where would 624 be? What column would it be under? Okay. Alright, very good. Now how can we check that? It's going to be the really tough thing. How can we check if that pattern continues?
Yeah, that's going to be the tough. We don't want to write out the pattern all the way to 624.
No, we don't want to write the pattern at 624. So on the last problem that we just did, we were able to find a pattern and we were able to check if it continued. Here we have a pretty good guess at what the pattern is. It looks like there's a pretty good pattern of the last digits. How are we going to check about that pattern?
I know it holds for at least the next row.
You know it holds for the next row. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. What are some really easy numbers that we could check that it holds for?
The top numbers, the lowest.
Well, special kinds of numbers. What about multiples of 10? Where are they going to be?
Just in column A.
Why?
Because there's a 1, 0.
Well, that's the pattern, but why are the multiples of 10 in column A? Can you figure that out?
Because it's sneaking.
It snakes around that way, and you always end up with a multiple of 10 there. Why? Why do you always end up with multiples of 10 when you snake around? See if you can figure it out. See if you can figure out where you get the 5s and where you get the 10s, and why.
Here we get a 5 on the last column.
Why? Why do you get a 5 on the last column?
So it's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so why are the 5s always in this last column over here?
Because that's always the last column it reaches.
Okay, so there are 5 columns.
Yeah,
So why are the 10s always back over here?
because this is the first column.
Well, if it's the first column, why is a 10 there?
It sneaks around this way. It's repeating columns.
Okay, so why? Why do you get the 10s there and the 20s and the 30s?
And
Why is
40s.
that? Yeah, why?
And 600s.
Why is that? Why?
Why is it?
Yeah, why is that? Why do you get the 5s here?
Because there's 5 columns.
Okay, so why do you get the 10s here?
Because the snake pattern is reusing columns.
Okay, so how long does it take to get back to where you started?
It takes 5 numbers.
You got to go 5 out and 5 back. So every time you go 5 out and 5 back, how far have you gone?
10.
10. So where are the 10s always going to be?
Always going to be in here.
Always going to be here. So what number really close to 624 do you now know for sure where it's going to be?
620 is going to be in here.
620 is going to be there. Okay? And then 621, 622, 623, 624.
Like we guessed.
Really? What did we guess?
What the?
What? Ooh, maybe something went wrong there. Let's see if you can figure out what went wrong.
Well, we know 620 goes in here.
We know 620 goes there. I wonder what went wrong.
Well, then 621 should go there.
Well, I don't know. Where should 621 go?
Well, it should snake like this.
It should snake. See if you can figure out where 621 goes.
Well, it's got to go in one of these 4 spots.
Why?
Because this spot's taken by 620.
Yeah. Where'd 20 go?
20 in this column, along with the 1. Woo! I see it. No, the airplane color is not the eraser.
Man, that's the eraser. Okay, so why don't you write it again, just a little higher. Okay. So where does 620 go? So you just got to be careful. Where does 621 go? Right below it.
And then here's 620.
Don't block the camera. 622. Okay. 623. 624. Okay, so what column is 624?
D.
Column D. Okay, good job. So today, or for tomorrow, for Halloween, your homework is Olympiad 14, problem number 2, and problem number 3. Good job today. Good job.